I was the youngest of 4 children, had basically what everybody would like as the perfect kind of life, childhood. I had 2 parents that were together, wonderful brothers and sisters. I definitely had faith in God in my life. It wasn't really anything that was born and bred into me. My family didn't really attend church, but I knew he was there with me. My father died on Christmas Day when I was 15, and that really, I think that brought the anger. I was angry. I didn't know how God could do that to my perfect family. I didn't understand that my family wasn't as perfect as it needed to be, and that it was just my dad's time to go. Pretty much I isolated myself from my friends and from my family. And that's when I started making a lot of just stupid decisions, living kind of dangerously. I did try drugs. I didn't get hooked, thankfully. And that's when, I started looking for, love in the wrong place. That actually led to the birth of my son, my oldest son, Benjamin, who's 25 now. I was thinking that I might be pregnant, but not sure. So the fellow that I was dating at the time and I decided that we were going to run off and get married. We packed our bags, packed my car up with all of my belongings, and I was just going to call my mom and let her know what I had done. We were driving to Tennessee, and there was a car accident. My fiance was actually killed on the scene of the accident. He died in my arms. And at that time, I realized that I needed to make some serious changes in my life. I was able to get back up on my feet by the grace of God, but I still wasn't leaning on him as much as I should have been at the time. I still didn't release the reins. I still kind of felt that it was of my own doing that I had got back on my feet and was able to handle things again. Right about the time I was 24, I went on a women's retreat with the females of my husband's side of the family. I got to spend some good time with my sister-in-laws and my mother-in-law, and it was at that weekend retreat in Ocean City, Maryland, that my Aunt Peggy at the time baptized me. I had no idea the changes that were going to come to my life. The walls started coming down. The barrier that I had built around this perfect little life of mine, it needed to come down because I needed to find out who I really was and who God wanted me to be. Everything that I had put between me and God, all the perfection that I had thought that I earned, my perfect little life with my perfect little family, started to shatter. My marriage ended. I didn't realize that I needed to be broken down. I needed to be brought down to my knees. Everything that I put between me and God needed to be taken away so that I could get closer to God and start leaning on him instead of, I'm the perfect person and I've got it all together. So it was a really tough thing. My marriage ended. I literally lost every single thing that I had built up. No longer had a family home for my kids. 2 of my kids had to live on their own, and 2 went to live with their father. I actually went to live with my mom, who I didn't realize at the time was about to have a catastrophic life event. So it was in the midst of all my turmoil that I realized God's grace. When I lost my father, I was so self-centered that I made that about me. My dad was suffering, and it was actually a blessing. It was actually a blessing for him to be called home. I knew my father believed in God. I know that he believed Jesus was his Lord and Savior. And basically at that point, I just had to come to terms with there has to be a heaven. There just has to be, because that can't be it. And God showed up in my life many times over many years. My fiance was killed in an accident. There was just blow after blow. And I was kind of living to survive, and it was kind of like, I got this, I can handle this. Time after time, I got this, I can handle this. Until I realized when I was about to lose my mom that, no, really, I don't have this. This is my story, but it's really about my story as a representative of who God is in my life. There's many places that I could have ended up with those kids. There's so many things that God's done in my life, really and truly. It's hard to even fathom. I'm becoming a better person because of him, trying to learn every single day, trying to relate more to people and get out of my pride, stop thinking that, I'm the center of the universe. I'm Kimberly Miller. I'm not who I was because Jesus made me new.